Ashes, the Sylvester takes it over Kenshi.
Now, you see why I say that he's my favorite Hugo player to play against? I have that at my local.
Oh, that shirt is sick.
Yeah, see that?
That shirt is sick.
That's him going to get you, man.
Is the person here with like the digital backpack that had Hugo Sprite on it?
I saw, I saw that person walking around earlier, like looking at some of the artists in the artist alley that's in this room. Yeah, I seen that backpack before. That's sick.
Oh, shout outs. There's a bunch of the there's some Chicago knuckleheads in the first row there.
These guys, we always show out for our own, especially people like Fredo, or otherwise known as the Sylvester, and all of our guys. You know, anytime that we come out to a local, I mean, this is our home event. This and Frosty's are our two tournaments that we always like to be practiced for every single year in, year out. So anytime that we show up in force to defend our hometown turf, we always got to be there to support the other homies.
All right, so coming up next, we got one of the higher considered players. We got Fleaux coming up here. I believe a Dudley player still, right?
Yes, Fleaux is a Dudley player that has gotten around fairly recently. Has been traveling to a lot of events. I actually first met Fleaux at a CEO one year. I believe it was 21.
Yeah,
CEO. And very solid Dudley, very seasoned, has been playing Dudley for a very long time. Dudley is definitely a presence that we see a lot here in Chicago. And I always say, like with Smash, Smash players is always kind of gravitated towards Fox. Third strike players in Chicago have always gravitated towards Dudley. It's kind of also almost in the bylaws where if you have to live in the city, you have to know how to play Dudley in order to go to Logan Arcade.
that's kind of the way it works. But we're going to do a quick button check here.
Going up against odabugs, looking like a Yang player, so Dudley versus Yang. A little bit of a tricky matchup because against the twins, Dudley does struggle quite a bit.
Yeah, and it's kind of a weird thing where, depending on how I'm feeling, like I almost would rather play against Yun some days than Yang, just because Yang's ground pressure. I said one thing about Dudley in this game is he doesn't really have a good long-reaching low poke. And characters with really good low forwards like Yang and Yun both have really good low forwards, but because of EX mana slashes, it just becomes oppressive sometimes, and you almost feel like you can't hit a button.
Yeah, it's that guaranteed block pressure that Dudley just can't shake for the life of him.
Yeah,
and he's just has to respect it, and being locked down like that, it's not fun.
Odabugs getting it started earlier. Yes, getting the low forward into the mana slashes, throws him into the corner here. This is where Dudley shines. Odabugs though gets out. Yes, nice use of that ground dash teleport.
And it's all about getting out of the corner, and it's all going to be about who gets that momentum first. So far, Odabugs now has reversed the situation, keeping Fleaux in the corner.
Using that EX mana slashes almost more as a poke. Oh, there it is. Using the SA1 for the extra damage here too.
Oh, scooped him up. Rose setup.
Yes, you parry the Rose, you are susceptible to the throw afterwards, depending on what type setup it is. And Fleaux knew that right away that he was probably going to go for the parry.
And the dangerous thing too is you can go for a crouch tech or a setup like that because you actually can parry that Rose low. But if you try to do that, you also run the risk of getting hit with one of Dudley's buttons.
Whoa.
And when that happens, that happens.
Block the jump in immediately overhead. Such a tough mix-up sometimes. Gets the crouching roundhouse. Overhead again, but caught standing into the low target comb. All Fleaux right now. He is feeling it.
Very solid play. Doing a lot to get as much mileage over those overheads as possible.
And that is, I mean, if you pick up on that early and they're not even going for the parry at all or just not blocking it, the fact that it's a crouching overhead and you get more damage because they're crouching, it nearly doubles the damage.
Exactly, and this is a game where the philosophy is, well, if it didn't work the first time, just keep doing it. It might work like the second or third time. Like all the top tier characters in this game have something like that where it's just like, well, if it doesn't work the first time, just do it again.
Nice
Who knows?
Throw. Oh, this time throws him out of the roundhouse. Did it a little early. Odabugs trying to get it going here, but Flaux's really kind of been keeping the screen in his favor.
Doing a good job of locking down the neutral. Oh,
ooh, that actually fully connected. I wasn't sure if that was too far.
I was surprised
one,
because
2, 3.
it also connected in the air. I thought, so
Yep.
anytime that you connect that super, unless it's like properly connected through a combo, the habit is, especially with characters like Yang and Young where they juggle weird, they tend to fall out on the last series of uppercuts. But I guess it was just at that right angle in the air where it just fell right into the last hit and everything was just smooth as silk.
Oh, here. There it is again. Doesn't get the link. 1, 2, 3 off the low target. There we go. Odabugs getting it going here. Overhead. A little too early. No combo after it.
That jump back.
Oh, that is almost going to kill.
It's guess for game and the corner. Oh, waked up super.
Yep, that's
now
a
Odabugs has the opportunity to swing around, but wake up throw.
And honestly, as for Fleaux there, it didn't really matter. The wake up super, even though he got hit, really had no chance of really killing. He still needed maybe a couple touches away. But
ooh, okay, all right. A little bit of the flourish at the end there. I like that.
All right.
He's feeling it. I understand. Like this, when you're playing well, especially in an event like this, whenever you get wins over this hard bracket, you definitely want to feel yourself a little bit.
Oh, there he is. There he is.
Big man walking.
Little pig, let me in. The big bad wolf from Minnesota is in.
Minnesota's finest has now sat down, folks.